roof's life for up to 15 years for a fraction of the cost of replacement. RoofMax uses satellite measurement software to provide a hassle-free, contact-free price quote over the phone in under 5 minutes. No in-person house call required. Get your instant quote by calling 352-639-2777. That's 352-639-2777.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Tuesday. It is October 5th. Let's go to this day in history. Find out some of the things that were happening on this day. Historic communications took place on this day back in 1947 as Harry Truman, the President of the United States, makes the first presidential address televised from the White House. They'd had the fireside chats with Franklin Roosevelt on the radio, but Harry S. Truman in 1947, October 5th, makes the first presidential address televised from the White House. 1953, Earl Warren, who we would hear from in 1963 with the Warren Commission, he is sworn in as the 14th Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. Also on this date, in 1961, a movie premieres. It is based on a novella by Truman Capote. Stars Audrey Hepburn, George Peppard, and Buddy Ebsen. That's right, Breakfast at Tiffany's premiered October 5th, 1961. The 1962, on this date, October 5th, the Beatles released their first record ever, Love Me Do. And we know rock and roll was changed forever after that. 1962, Sean Connery, Ursula Andress. Dr. No, 1962, first James Bond film based on a novel by Ian Fleming starring Sean Connery and Ursula Andress premieres in London, as that genre is coming to an end with the next Bond movie. In 1969, Monty Python's Flying Circus premieres for the first time on BBC television. 1973, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It's Elton John releases Goodbye Yellow Brick Road on this day in 1963. 1983, Lech Walesa wins the Nobel Peace Prize. You know, if you remember, he was the guy who pretty much got the Labor Party to drive communism from Poland. He was given the Nobel Prize in 1983. Also, on this day in history, excuse me, again. Also on this day in 1994, NBA shortened the three-point distance to a uniform 22 feet in an attempt to help offensive players score more. Yeah, because Michael Jordan needed that help. And finally, 2001, Tom Ridge. He was governor of Pennsylvania. He resigned his position as governor of Pennsylvania to become President George W. Bush's first Homeland Security advisor. And Tom Ridge did a good job, getting everything set up. He was appointed. He resigned as the governor of the state of Pennsylvania to take this job as Homeland Security advisor. That was when Homeland Security was established, just after 9/11. Some other things that happened on this date: Twilight by Stephanie Meyer was first published on this date in 2005. The world phenomenon it became. Russell Crowe, it just went away from me now, so I can't pull that back up. Sorry about that. And 2015, California Governor Jerry Brown signs a bill giving terminally ill patients the right to die, setting precedents for that. And then finally, in 2017, this is when the woke movement started, when the Me Too movement started. The New York Times publishes investigations into sexual harassment behavior by Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. All those things happened today, October 5th, that day, on this day in history. Celebrity birthdays today, Steve Miller, rocker Steve Miller, space cowboy Steve Miller. He turns 78 today. He, originally from Milwaukee. You will like that. Steve Miller's originally from Milwaukee. A guy who I think doesn't get enough credit, who I read anytime he puts a new book out or something, I try to read it. Neil deGrasse Tyson. He turns 63 today. Actor Guy Pearce turns 54 today. Actress Kate Winslet of Titanic fame, 46 today. Jesse Eisenberg is 38 today. He is the guy that played Mark Zuckerberg in the movie about Facebook. Singer Arlene Smith of the Chantel, she's 80 today. Brian Johnson of AC/DC, 74 years young today. Wow, that makes me feel old, because I remember when Bon Scott tragically died and was AC/DC thought they might not continue, and then they found Brian Johnson. So they went, with Brian Johnson, and AC/DC was able to come back strong. I like Bon Scott, I like that the AC/DC with Bon Scott better, but it's still pretty good with Brian Johnson. Other popular historical birthdays today, former president, 21st president Chester Arthur was born on this day. Ray Kroc, the man who took McDonald's and made it a worldwide phenomenon, he was born on this day. And Mario Lemieux, with the Pittsburgh Penguins, he was born on this date as well. Hey, I want to thank all my people who sent me emails. I ended up with 11 emails today before 9:30 telling me that the phone systems were not working. Good news, they are back up and working. So you will now be able to call 622-9622 and get through to the show. It's one of those things where yesterday Facebook went down. Today there were some issues with it's right here in front of me, and I can't even think of what it is. Skype. So sometimes technology goes down. The thing with Facebook yesterday that was just, people were losing their minds. I have a friend of mine that she works for corporate AT&T, the store, and I called her yesterday and said, hey, is something wrong with the AT&T phones or anything? Do you hear about outages? She goes, you can't get on Facebook and Instagram? I go, yeah. She goes, it's their problem, not ours. So she told me right away. I said, how many calls have you got that? She goes, you're like 74, 75 that I've taken. So a lot of people yesterday were thinking it was their phones that were the issues, calling all your carriers, and it was not your phone. It was Facebook and Instagram. Is it fishy that it happened the day after the whistleblower dropped the proverbial, bomb on Facebook and Instagram about their practices? I don't know. Was it punishment to the world for listening to 60 Minutes? I don't know. I wouldn't put it, after what I heard Facebook does, I wouldn't put it past Facebook. But for all you people who, you can't live without your Facebook connection more than 5 minutes, thank goodness it's back up and running fine. The only reason I knew it was down was I tried to play a video game on my phone that I sign in through my Facebook, and it wouldn't let me sign in because I couldn't sign in through Facebook. That's the only reason I knew it was down yesterday, because I was trying to play a video game. Says a lot about me and what I got going on in my life that I found out Facebook was down because I was trying to play a video game on my phone. But I'm glad everybody survived the Facebook outage, and I'm glad that you were here to listen to Ocala Talks today. We'll be back here the same time tomorrow as we are every day, 8 to 11, from the WOCA studios located just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the greatest city that you could live in Florida, Brick City Beautiful, Ocala, Florida. Talk to you tomorrow.